John, I think it's just if you wouldn't mind bringing us up to date with the rapid injuries and the health of the squad overall.
Yeah, we were all on the field today. It was great. Gary and Hugo, Hendy, all trained today. Ollie as well. So yeah, it's good. It's such an important day for us to be on the field. A healthy squad training today is important for selection, and it was great that they were all on the field.
Hugo's chances of making starting 15?
Well, he trained today. Again, they're on the road to recovery. Training on the field today, live was important for them. We'll see how they got through the session. We have another session tomorrow, which is the most physical session of the week, where we'll properly test, I guess, our plan and the players. So we'll see how he gets through tomorrow, and then Andy will select his side.
How would you describe today without it being full contact?
Pardon, say it again?
How would you describe today's session without it being full contact?
Well, it's full speed, if that makes sense. There's no huge contact in it. It's kind of a coaching day. Monday is I guess forming a plan. Tuesday we'll put it on the field, and we'll see the timings of our launch plays and how our defence works. And tomorrow we'll test that full contact. We want to get as live as possible tomorrow, so we're ready for what's going to be a huge test in Twickenham.
John, how would you describe the rivalry between Ireland and England?
Well, it's Ireland England, isn't it? It's such a brilliant place to go and play rugby. The English squad, they rise to play in Twickenham. I know that they will be hurt from the last game, but they'll be so proud to go and play in front of their home support. It's a cauldron. The stadium itself generates a huge amount of noise, which can be chaotic in the minds of players. So I guess that, you know, it's a huge rivalry, but where we are right now is probably preparing for that cauldron, preparing for that energy that is Twickenham, and that's what's at the front of the players' minds, trying to make sure that we're the best version of ourselves, representing Ireland in a calm way, where we can see what's in front of us and play our game. That's, you know, rivalry is important, but where we're at now mentally, so that we're preparing to perform, is what's going through the players' minds, you know.
Yeah, Twickenham historically has been a tough place to go. Do you talk about that as a squad? Does Andy reference that and how to react to that situation?
I guess we've dropped it in. Yeah, we've dropped it in. You know, the players know as well. We've got a smart group of players. They understand. You know, the majority of the guys understand. They've been there before. They've felt the pressure of having to play there. So we drop it in every now and again. There's probably no need to, you know. And you know, we've played in some really, really big games over the last couple of years under real pressure, and we've come through those games. We've not come through one or two, and we'd like to think we've taken huge learnings from being in those pressure situations. So we're well capable of going over, and again, nice and calm, and how we deliver our game and putting out a performance.
John, what have you made of England so far in this year's Six Nations?
You know, look, they're a week further down the line with their coaching group now. They'll be a week further understanding what it is they're really about, and you can see the power game. You can see the energy within the group. You know, so I'm sure that they'll feel they haven't represented themselves to the best of their abilities just yet. What an occasion to click and show it. And the coaches, it's a good coaching group. They're clear on what they need to do, and there's a lot of power in their side. So, you know, we're very conscious of the mentality we need to have to make sure that we're able to perform with that pressure. So, yeah.
How much more can this Ireland team give?
Well, we're trying our best to make sure that we're learning from everything we're doing. I guess we're in a healthy place. but there's so much improvement. There's so much more in the side, you know, there really is, and there's huge potential within the group. And every training session, we're trying to figure things out so that we can get better. From every game, you try and take in pieces from the game that you can use to help you to get better. It's definitely a journey, and like I said a couple of times, we've learned along the way, and you know, we're doing our best to put together a performance that's better than the performance previous. You know, and that's what fills their minds up as well. You know, that they're conscious that we need to keep improving because, you know, everyone else is improving too. So it's an exciting group of players to work with. There's a real hunger within the group to get better as you know, individually in our mini units and collectively as a group itself, a team. So there's a huge hunger to improve. So we'll see where we can get to. We're not done yet.
John, the two lads come through very Euro. You know, you put pressure on that 6-2 split, but it's been such an asset for you so far. I mean, it must be the hardest team matchday squad he's had to pick, certainly during this tournament. But
yeah,
you maybe talk us a little bit about the dynamics of that selection meeting and who's pulling for 6-2, who's pulling for extra backline cover. How does that work?
Well, we obviously as forwards coaches love the idea of having the quality, you know, in the players we've brought off the bench as forwards. It's amazing watching training sessions now. The fine margins, one group getting the better of the other group. It's a very, very competitive pack, very, very competitive, and they're working very hard to improve each other. So, I guess from our end, we're as forwards coaches, it's a big positive for us. I think the whole time though, we want to do the right thing for each game. Andy will make the decisions, but we want to do the right thing for the team. You know, me and Paul, you know, we'd love to be 6-2 and bring on the dynamic players that we have, but I guess we're trying to make the right calls for the team each week. So we'll see what comes up.
The Scrum had some issues in Twickenham the last time out.
Yeah.
Was that a kind of line in the sand game? How much has it grown since then, and how have you made it? What have you made of it during this tournament?
Yeah, it was a huge. I guess it was a huge disappointment. We want to deliver for the team. Our scrum wants to deliver for the team. Moments and momentum is huge in Twickenham, and the energy again. I've spoken about the energy that can be generated because of set piece, and scrum and maul will be big on their minds. So it was a big moment for us as a group. It was frustrating. England when they get forward in the scrum, if they get any momentum forward at all, they'll want to finish the scrum quite quickly. They'll either walk around it or drop it on the floor, and it forces a decision from a referee. And I think the referee got a few things wrong that day. Since then, we've built a pretty good scrum. Again, there's been disappointments, but through this campaign, we've learned along the way, and we're in a probably good spot now. There's been a few penalties against Italy, good few penalties against Wales. I think we're launching 94%, which is top of the pile in terms of launching our own ball. We've conceded one penalty on our own ball. So, look, we're in a good place, but the wrong mentality, get ahead of yourself, and you let them in. And we don't want to give any team momentum. We don't want to give any momentum to England at the weekend. It's going to be a huge part of the game. We're preparing for a massive battle. And Nika, the referee, he's got a job in his hands because it's a huge occasion for both teams to go and do something meaningful. So it's a big part of the game that we're preparing for.
Last one.
Just ask you about Dan Sheehan, just between some of his breakdown work, some of his attacking touches the last few weeks. It seems he hadn't learned to his game.
Yeah.
Just talk about his form and his support.
Yeah, I was talking to Jason Cowman today around his physical stuff in the gym, and he just said he's a machine. He lifts so effortlessly. He's a proper athlete. First of all, he's a big man that can lift big, but he can move quickly. And his range of movement is huge as well, which allows him to do what we see on the field in terms of getting turnovers or ball in hand and being able to use his footwork. He's quite unique in the world at hooker to be able to to be able to have all those attributes. Scrum is something that he works on regularly, and we need to get out of the blocks at scrum time at the weekend, and sometimes for a taller hooker that can be difficult. So he has these areas where he's working on like any of the players, but he's delivering for the team in lots of areas. He's you could call Dan world class at the moment in how he's delivering.